Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we're going to be explaining polymorphism in Java. So polymorphism literally means many forms, and it occurs when we have many classes that are related to each other by inheritance. Okay, so we talked about inheritance in the two last videos. We have explained that inheritance means generalization and specialization. Okay, so the generalization, which is, let's say, humans, and we gave an example of a father and the son. So the father is like the son, they are both human, okay, but they can perform different actions. And polymorphism is like the specialization. Okay, so the generalization is inheritance, and the specialization for each individual, which is gonna be polymorphism, many forms. يعني الهيومنز حلهم many forms، أشكال متعددة، يعني الson، الfather، المother، الأشخاص المختلفين. Okay, in Java it means using the same message or method name with different classes. Different objects can respond in their own way to the same method. So a son is the son and the father, they can eat together, but if each of them eats in a different way. So they are both humans, but they each eat in a different way, let's say. Okay, so this is how polymorphism is achieved in Java. So we have two forms of polymorphism in Java. So first is overloading, method overloading, and then we have method overriding. Method overloading means several methods have the same name within the same class but have a different signature, usually performing similar work. Overloading يعني ان نحمل الميثود فوق طاقتها، يعني نعطيها يعني مثلا شغال فوق طاقتها. طيب, so we give the method the same name, we give different methods the same name, but we give them different signature بنتعرف عليه بعدين. And we usually they perform the similar work. Okay, so they perform similar work. So if a method adds numbers, they will all these three or four or whatever many methods you want to add, they will perform this similar work but with different twists. So overriding means methods in derived classes from one another have same name and signature but perform different work in these different classes. Overloading يكون في نفس الكلاس، يعني الميثودز لازم يكون نفس الكلاس عشان نسوي لهن overloading ويكون لهن نفس الاسم بس signature مختلف. في overriding they have to be in different classes. Okay, they have to be in the main class, and we can give them to the other classes with the same name and the same signature, but they do different work. Okay, so in overloading they do similar work but they have different signature but with the same name, and they have to be in the same class. Okay, and let's try that here. So first we're going to be talking about the overloading of a method. So overloading, I said we need to give the different methods the same name, but we will have different signature for each method. So let's try to create a method that will add two numbers together. Okay, so we need the static keyword because we are going to be using the method inside of the main method here, because the main method is a static. So if this method is a static, we can't call another method that is not static. يعني إذا كانت المين method static ما نقدر نسوي call حل method ثانية اللي يعني تكون ما فيها static keyword. So we need the static keyword, and then we are gonna specify the return type of the method, and then we are gonna give the name of the method. So we will call it add. So we'll add two numbers together, and then we'll give back the answer to the main method. Okay, so add, we'll give it two parameters, which are integer x and integer y. So we'll add integer x and integer y together. Okay, y. So let's create an integer z equals x plus y, and then we will return z. Okay, and we can do this, but instead of just creating another variable and then giving the answer to this variable and then returning this back, we can just delete this and then delete this and then deleting that. So x plus y, and we can return the answer to the main method, to the caller. Okay, so we can just do this. So we'll take two variables, x and y, and then we'll add them together, and then we'll return them back to the main method. So let's print that on the screen. Add two numbers together. Okay, and then we are gonna give the add method. Okay, and we're gonna give it 6 and 5. Okay, so 6 and 5, and we can print that on the screen. And as you can see, add two numbers together, that is not how you spell two, will give the answer, which is 11. So let's say we wanted to add three numbers together this time. So this is how you overload a method. We give it the same name, but we give it different signature. This is the signature. توقيع المethod هذا هو signature أو العلامة يعني. The variables inside of the parentheses, the arguments, or the whatever they're called, static, okay, integer, and add, and we're gonna add three numbers together, int x and int y, and then int z. All right, so you see, if I tried to add two numbers together, you see add int is already defined in the main class. You see, it gives me an error. So return x plus y. You see, it gives me the same the error. But if I change the name, let's say add with 3Ds, you see, it's okay. We can give it the same parameters, we can return the same. But if I name them the same, we need to change the signature, which is gonna be either to add another variable to the signature, or you can change the type of the return type. Okay, but we'll have to change also the return type here. But as you can see, we add z. So now we can just copy this and then paste this, add three numbers together, and here we'll add two. Okay, and then we can just give it another variable, which is going to be 7. So 6 plus 5 plus 7. You see here we have add, the same method name, but we have with different parameters. So this is overloading. Overloading يعني نعطي المethod فوق طاقتها يعني الأصلية. Okay, and you see it adds two numbers. Add two numbers together will be 11. Add three numbers together will be 18. And that is overloading. Okay, and we can use this with other classes if we make them inherit these methods. Okay, so this is how you overload a method. Overloading يعني من الآخر عشان يعني نعطي المethod نفس الاسم ويكون لها يعني أشياء متعددة تقدر تسويها. And let's delete this. Let's talk about the overriding of a method. So I have created 4 classes. So I have created a main class, which is going to be the parent or the base class, the super class, which is going to be family. And we have the father class, the son class, and the mother class. So a family member will have the name, the age, the walk method, and the eat method. So let's override the eat method. So we can override a method when it is declared in the super class, and then we can override it inside of a different class, which will give it another action to do. Okay, so let's override the eat method. So in the father class, we're gonna make the father eat with his family. Okay, so let's eat void eat it will not return anything. We'll just print on the screen, and then you see we give it the code. So let's make him eat with his family. So the father eats with his family. Okay, so the father eats with his family. And when you override a method, you want to add this signature here. So at the sign, and then we add the override. So other people, when other people see your code, they will know that you have overridden this method. So you changed what the method does. Okay, so as you can see, if I pressed here, you see it shows me one implementation. In the family class, when you go over this method, you see one implementation, and you'll see where it is implemented. يعني implementation يعني مطبقة في مكان واحد. طيب, and then we can do the same thing for the son. So let's override the method for the son, and then it will make it say the son eats with his family, and then we'll make the mother eat with her family also. So the mother eats with her family. Okay, so now when we go to the main class and we create 3 objects, and then we make them each eat together. Okay, let's make the family eat together. So we create a father object. So let's create the father. Okay, so father, we'll name him father, and then he will equal to new father. Okay, let's create the son, and equals new son, and then the mother equals new mother. Okay, so we have created 3 objects together. So now let's try to add them to an array. So let's make خلنا نحطهم في مصفوفة. طيب, let's name the array family. Okay, and we'll give the array the son object, the father object, and the mother object. So they're gonna eat together. So we'll print out on the screen that they will eat together. But we can't create this array without declaring the type of the object. Okay, so the main class will be, let's try son. So if we make a son array, so the son array will be named family, and as you can see here, the required type son, but we have provided father, you see. So we can't put the father and the mother together with the son because they are not a son object, but they are a family object. As you can see, they are both, the father extends the family class and the son extends the family class, and then the mother also extends the family class. So they are all a family. So we can make them all in a family array. You see, if I put them in a family array, they will all be accepted inside of the family array because they are all family. Okay, so the mother, the father, and the son. Okay, so let's call the eat method for each one of them. So we'll use the enhanced for loop, and we are first gonna create a family X. We'll use the family class, and we use the 2 colons, the colon, and then we give it the array. So for each member of the family class, okay, so for each member of the family, we will go through the family object, through the family array, and then we will call the x dot eat. Okay, so we will eat um, for each object. We'll make each object of the family class in the family array will eat together. Okay, so let's print that on the screen. And as you can see, it will call the method for the son eats with his family, the father eats with his family, and the mother eats with her family. As you can see, the main method says this human eats with his this human is eating. Okay, the father says the father eats with his family. So this is method overriding. So we create a method in the main class, and we can change what the method says or do in each other class within the family generalization. As you can see, the son will eat with his family, the mother will eat with her family, and each one of them will do something else. Okay, so this is polymorphism. Polymorphism, two forms of polymorphism. We overload the methods, we give them different parameters, and we can override the methods. We can make them do different things in different classes. And this will go into the same things that we have gone through.